Any one of Torsten Hallman's accomplishments are Hall of Fame worthy. His 4 World Motocross Championships alone place him among the best.
Number 50, Hallman, could be seen among the lead riders. And here is the finish line, first to be crossed by Hallman.
But in America, his legacy should forever be recognized for one pioneering piece of work.
He brought motocross to America.
Introducing the motocross sport in the States. I'm sure this is what I should be remembered for.
Before he came, there was no real European type motocross in this country.
In 1966, Swedish OEM Husqvarna sent Hallman to the United States for a 1-month tour to promote the brand and compete against American riders. Hallman's first host was Malcolm Smith.
And all my buddies said I'd beat him so bad. Put his little pudding helmet on that was only a brim. He put his leather pants on that had these big bloomers on the side, and they're standing there. There's about 5 of them, and they're tee-hee-hee-ing, kind of pointing and making fun of him and stuff. And he went out of sight on the rear wheel in 4th gear, and these guys all looked at each other. They could not believe this. The guy could ride so much better than anybody else.
He just made the bike look like it was floating. And the other top American riders, which couldn't keep him in sight, they looked like they were on the ragged edge of disaster. They looked like they were going fast, and he looked like he was going very slow.
And the secret behind my success, I think, is when I was young, I was riding so much. So many hours every week, every day, you know. And many of the newcomers, they don't think about it. You know, they think you can get a little bit easy, but it's no shortcuts in motocross.
Hallman returned to Europe where he continued to win world motocross titles. He also earned an engineering degree and sold riding apparel out of the back of his car to fund his racing.
Very, very intelligent rider. He was a good driver, and he was fighting many big Grand Prix, big fight. Half a wheel at the finish.
And here is the decisive moment, Robert catching up with Hallman.
Hallman came back to America in 1967, and this time with future legends Joël Robert and Roger DeCoster. The buzz they created fueled passion for motocross racing in the United States.
Once I saw Torsten ride, I kind of knew that's it, that's for me.
Just everybody was blown away how fast they were compared to the American riders. The guys that we idolized and thought were the big, hot guys were being lapped.
I could ride easy, you know, I could ride easy. When they thought they were over the limit, I still was comfortable.
Torsten Hallman, the reigning world champion, is riding on a Swedish Husqvarna.
Hallman's U.S. tours eventually landed him in Southern California, where his Hallman racing brand became the desire of weekend warriors and future champions.
Here was Torsten in a little room right off to the side in El Cajon, right above the Don Vesco shop. And I was just in awe. To me, it was like, there's Superman.
He had a big impact on the sport itself, but also the business side of motocross. He's a very dynamic person with a tremendous amount of talent.
Hallman Racing became Torsten Hallman Original Racewear, Thor, the brand Ryan Villapoto has worn to 8 motocross and supercross championships in America, including both titles in 2013. The riding gear and sport looked drastically different than they did in the autumn of 1966, and one of Hallman's lasting memories was getting to be the first rider to spread the gospel of motocross to America.
First time I came over, I was stopped in the passport control to ask what I was supposed to do there. And I said, I'm coming here to race motocross. And I said, what motocross? What? They looked at me very suspicious. But I explained, you know, this is a new type of sport and I'm going to race around the States. About 15 years ago, I came back and went to the passport control and I said, so they asked, what are you going to do in the States? I'm going to the motocross in Las Vegas. They had the final. Oh, I could be there too, you know. Did you hear this guy is going to the motocross in Las Vegas? It was such a big difference, you know, from first time to, you know, 20, 30 years later, you know. So now everybody knows about the word motocross. So that makes me feel kind of proud.
The AMA Motorcycle Hall of Fame is pleased to recognize one of its members, Torsten Hallman, as a legend.